All right, if you've ever used Microsoft's Copilot, you've probably had that moment where it feels like it's reading your mind. It just knows what you need, right? Well, it's not magic. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the two powerful engines that make it all possible: WorkIQ and Microsoft Graph. I mean, really think about that for a second. You ask Copilot to summarize a meeting, and poof, it instantly knows which meeting, who was there, and what the key action items were. How in the world does it do that? Well, the secret isn't just one single piece of tech. It's actually a partnership, a team-up between two really powerful but very different systems. And once you understand how they work together, you pretty much understand the future of AI at work. To really get a handle on this, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine we're building a truly smart home. To do it right, you need two things, and they're both absolutely critical. You need a solid foundation, and you need a brilliant intelligence system. So on one side, you've got the foundation, all the raw structure. That's Microsoft Graph. And on the other side, you have the intelligence that actually makes the house a home. That's WorkIQ. One provides the stuff, and the other provides the smarts. Okay, so let's start with that foundation. What exactly is Microsoft Graph, and what part does it play in this whole AI setup? At its heart, Microsoft Graph is the gateway. You can think of it as a unified API. Basically, a single front door to get to all the data that's spread out across the entire Microsoft 365 world. It's like the master key to the building. And when I say all the data, I really mean it. It can see your user profile, your files, your emails, your calendar invites, all the raw structured information that makes up your digital work life. It knows the what. So let's go back to our analogy. Microsoft Graph is the plumbing, the electrical wiring, the concrete foundation. It connects everything and gives it a solid structure. But by itself, it's not intelligent at all. It's just a really well-built but kind of empty house. And this is where the other piece of the puzzle slots in. If Graph is the foundation, well, now we need the brains of the operation. And that, my friends, is WorkIQ. Now, pay attention to the keywords here: intelligence layer and contextual reasoning. See, WorkIQ isn't about just accessing raw data. It's about making sense of it. It's the brain that was designed specifically for AI, like Copilot.
So this moves way beyond just seeing a list of files and emails. WorkIQ is all about understanding the patterns. It learns your personal habits, your team's workflows, your preferences, and this is the game changer. It's the leap from knowing what you do to understanding how and why you do it.
This is the smart system that learns you, like the thermostat set to 72 in the morning. It knows you always listen to a certain playlist after a long day, and it figures out you probably want the lights dimmed around 10 p.m. It makes the entire housework for you personally. Okay, so now we get the core concepts, right? Foundation versus intelligence. Let's put them side by side and do a direct feature comparison to really see how they're different. So here's a table straight from the source that lays it all out. We're not going to read the whole thing, but let's zoom in on a couple of key rows that really show how these two systems operate in totally different ways. First up, personalization. Look at this. Graph just gives you the raw data, no guesswork, no analysis. WorkIQ, on the other hand, is all about learning your patterns to predict what you're going to do next. Then there's integration. This is huge. WorkIQ is native to Copilot. It's baked right in from the start. Graph is the general-purpose API that any old app can connect to. And you see that same clear distinction when you look at their APIs. Yeah, they both have one, but they're for totally different things. You use the Graph API to build apps that pull data. You use the WorkIQ API to build custom AI agents that use intelligence. It's the difference between building an app and building a brain. So you can probably see by now, these two aren't competitors. Not at all. In fact, one can't really do its job without the other. Let's look at how the foundation and the intelligence actually come together to power something like Copilot. It's a pretty straightforward workflow. Step 1, Graph serves up all the raw data. Let's say every email about the Project Phoenix launch. Then step 2, WorkIQ jumps in and adds the context. It knows you always follow up with Sarah and Tom on these projects. Finally, step 3, Copilot uses both of those layers to draft the perfect context-aware email for you. Simple as that. And really, it all comes down to this single idea. Graph gives you the access to the data, and WorkIQ enhances that data with intelligence and workflow smarts. One gives you the what, the other tells you the so what. And that brings our whole analogy full circle, doesn't it? You can't have the smart home without a solid foundation. But that foundation, that perfectly wired house, is just an empty shell until an intelligence system moves in and makes it truly smart. You need both. Look, understanding this difference isn't just some academic exercise. It unlocks a whole new way of thinking about building apps and AI agents. Now that you know there's a foundation for data and a separate intelligence layer for context, the only question left is, what are you going to build with that power?